It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. There are a few better in the red zone as he comes in fourth in touchdown receptions. It's the Commanders and the Saints, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Superdome in New Orleans.
Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store.
Between the Washington Commanders
and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. They come in playing pretty good football, winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Commanders,
they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the number 1 overall pick back in 2015 out of Florida State, Jameis Winston.
When I was watching film this week, I had to write a note to myself. 3 touchdown passes in an NFL game deserves respect, not ho-hum just because they throw it around all the time, and he got his respect. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, it's the ultimate vote of confidence from a week ago. Hey, look, he was great, not his best game ever, but obviously was very good to garner that award. All the talk this week, though, was about let's take that forward now. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 23 carries, 76 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Working out of the gun, Winston.
We'll get this out to Kamara. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So certainly a defensive mistake here in the first quarter, getting hit with a roughing the passer call.
And that hurts not just because of the yardage you gave up and give them a fresh set of downs, but that brought the home crowd into this one. And when you go on the road, your job is to silence the crowd, not energize them.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, this defense for the Commanders, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be able to...
And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. This is taken at about the 14. second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return.
And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out.
And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his 3rd season in the league.
And that's really good field position they were given. Now, nothing's a gimme. We know that. But I know his goal, have the field goal kicker just stay on the bench. They want to put it in the end zone and get 6 out of this one. If they don't, I think it'll feel like a disappointment.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the first down. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Saints. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries. You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready, and above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody he just stuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there. What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? They were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. Play action now. Winston.
Targeting Thomas on the out route, making the catch.
And getting this just shy of midfield. They spotted at the 49.
Winston to Thomas, and it's a New Orleans first down. Winston to give, it's Kamara. And he carries this one past the midfield stripe and into Commander territory.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake, Winston. To the right side and complete to Thomas.
And he'll be brought down just shy of 40.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Winston.
And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
3rd and long for Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
When they've needed to play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As the season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now Winston. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Back to the ground, it's Kamara. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
So on comes Cairo Santos now for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Santos' kick is up and through, and the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps then.
First down, Howell to throw.
Now they go screen, it's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defense.
Try to pick it up on 3rd. Checks this one down to Robinson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out in the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
And good running, going to get this down close to a first at the Saints 42. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd down, Means. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and 1, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Howell throwing on first down here.
And his throw here is incomplete.
It sort of looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Howell looking to throw again. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington.
A play there with touchdown number 12 on the year.
And the Commanders have taken the lead.
Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. It's like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
Yeah, especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Winston.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Howell to the air on 1st and 10.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Up the middle they go. Means 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here.
And that will be incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through the completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
York able to send this one through.
And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Saints offense going to head out now late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. On third down, Winston.
That's caught by Marquez Callaway. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
To the air again with Winston. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Winston. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Winston from the gun on third down. Eluded, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Now Winston on 4th down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. He connected on his first, this from 41.
York able to send this one through.
And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll start our tour right here in Florida. The New York Giants flying south to take on Tampa Bay. And it's the Giants who are out in front. Kadarius Toney, a touchdown catch in that first half. Next, we'll take the trip north to the Steel City to check on the Steelers at home in Pittsburgh. And they've got the lead at halftime over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Marvin Jones, a touchdown catch in that first half. Finally, we'll save the biggest for last. We head to AT&T Stadium to see what's happening with the Cowboys at home in Arlington. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. Deontay Hardy leading the way with 3 touchdown catches. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And there were a few factors as to why they built this good-size advantage, but the rushing numbers were not all that amazing. We'll see if they can pick it up in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Saints, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football, and they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Both teams going through their final halftime adjustments. We're about ready to get back to football. And to bring you the second half from the Superdome, let's go back to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter.
Now, both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
It's a first down for Washington on a pickup of 11.
They'll keep it on the ground. Means.
And this is going to be a Commander's first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Third and long, here's Howell.
And incomplete on the deep ball. Here's Tressway now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Winston. Running right through it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. So the big play gets them across midfield now for 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. They'll pound it and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Winston. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thomas.
And they're going to have a down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a 1st down.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Winston.
Tries the left side and finds Olave. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4.
It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
This time they'll throw it with Howell. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Howell. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Well, this drive, they're perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here.
Howell. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here's Tressway now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And out of bounds, sailed over, looked like right near the pylon. This one's going to be perfect. Directional kicking at its finest, right down at the 1-yard line.
Brandon, you're never quite sure what the side judge or the field judge is going to rule there. That was awfully close, but in the end, he says it passed over the 1-yard line, and that's where they're going to mark it out. I mean, you can see it right there, right? See him walking up the sideline? Told him to stop right there at the 1.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Now Winston.
Pass complete, Thomas. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way up near midfield.
A big-time play there for New Orleans. And even 40 yards. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Winston to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
The throw over the middle, taken in.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Winston. He's going to look deep down the field and unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Desperation time. Winston on fourth down. And Thomas has it. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. They had to go for it with such little time remaining.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete.
You know, he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
Robinson up the middle.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Out of the gun, it's Howell.
And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Means. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, a 2-score contest and still time left here in the fourth.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
And he will step out of bounds here inside the 30.
So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Here's Winston. And it's caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 12 more.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
They'll throw again. Winston. Over the middle into the hands of Michael Thomas. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. And it's caught. He's got it for a late touchdown. But probably a little too late. It would take a miracle of epic proportions if they're going to pull this one off. Santos with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. 5 plays there on that drive. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least 1 play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
So a victory here for the Commanders.
And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Commanders,
they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Meanwhile, for the Saints, their luck may